Welcome to our space where we come to be with God, to worship God, and to hear the stories of God. There are many things we can do to get ready to be with God. One is just to find a special spot in your home where you can just sit quietly and get away from the TV and the phones and all the extra voices, where you can just sit and focus on God's story and words. We also light our Christ candle here to remind us that Christ is in this room with us. And we have our greeting for one another. Our greeting is that Christ is risen. The Lord is risen indeed. Before we hear one of God's stories, we always sing our special song, Be Still and Know, just to let us know that it's time to be extra quiet and see what God might be telling us during this story. Please join me in singing Be Still and Know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Today's story is the Sower. I wonder if this is a parable. Parables are precious like gold, and this box is gold. Kind of looks like a present. And parables are like presents. You can't buy them or take them or steal them. They're already ours. There's another reason this might be a parable. This box has a lid. Parables sometimes seem to have lids on them. So when you lift the lid of a parable, there's something very special inside. And let's look and see. I wonder what this could be. Path? Maybe a road? Once there was someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that people began to follow him. And as they did, he told them this story. There was a sower who went along the path sowing seeds. Some seeds fell along the path, but the birds came and ate them. Some of the seeds fell among the rocks. They began to grow, but could not put their roots down very far. When the sun came out, the plants died. Some seeds fell among the thorns. They put down their roots and began to grow, but the thorns choked them. Some seeds fell on the good soil. They began to grow and grow and grow. So at harvest time, there were some 30, some 60, and some 100 bushels of grain. I wonder how the birds felt about the seeds. I wonder how the seeds felt about the birds. I wonder how the rocks felt about the seeds and how the seeds felt about the rocks. I wonder how the thorns felt about the seeds and how the seeds felt about the thorns. I wonder how the seeds felt about that good soil and how that good soil might have felt about those seeds. I wonder how the sower feels about all the seeds. I wonder what kind of good works or grains or harvests that we will do to produce 30, 60, or 100 bushels of goodness. Now watch as I put the story away. I have the sower, our birds, the rocks, thorns, the good soil, and the bushels of grain. Today's story can be found in 3 of the different Gospels. I'm reading today from the book of Matthew. It's the first book of the New Testament. It's Matthew 13, verses 1 through 3. That same day, Jesus left the house and went to the lakeside, where he sat down to teach. The crowd that gathered around him was so large that he got into a boat and sat in it while the crowd stood on the shore. He used parables to tell them many things. Once there was a person who went out to sow grain. As the seed was scattered in the field, some of it fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some of it fell on rocky ground where there was little soil. The seed soon sprouted because the soil wasn't deep, but when the sun came up, it burned the young plants, and because the roots had not grown deep enough, the plants soon dried up. Some of the seed fell among thorn bushes, which grew up and choked the plants. But some seeds fell in good soil, and the plants bore grain. Some had 100 grains, others 60, and others 30. And Jesus concluded, "Listen then, if you have ears." Thanks be to God. We always end our time by changing the light of Christ. So we have the light of Christ. The light of Christ has changed so that the light that was once in one place and one time can now be in all places and all times, with us wherever we are and wherever we go. Amen.